Dan Sommer here, your transformational life coach, coming to you from Don Giovanni Hotel in Prague, in the Czech Republic today. I had a question. Somebody wrote me a question in private message and said, how can a transformational coach help me with my love life because my marriage is not working well? And well, there were some comments about the spouse not being as good as they seemed, and being negative and not supporting and all the things that we like to, in a relationship we always like to blame our spouse for everything. It's much easier to be victim than take responsibility. I'm not saying that this person is wrong or in the wrong, but I say it takes two to tango. So most likely there is at least partial blame, right? But with all reactions, all feelings, all love, we have two choices, right? We can either take responsibility, or two, we can be a victim. It's that simple. There's only those two things. You're either taking responsibility for it, one, or you're the victim. If you take number one, if you take responsibility for the action, then you can do something about it. If you're two, if you're the victim, then there's nothing you can do about it except try to change the other person, and you're always feeling wrong, right? You're always feeling victim. And you always feel like, oh, I've been hurt, and then you feel sorry for yourself and whatever, and you don't get motivated to do something about it. So I always can you take responsibility. Say, oh, whatever's wrong is my fault. Either because it is my fault, I'm doing something wrong, or I haven't become the person my spouse needs me to become in order for my spouse to grow and evolve that way that they will make me happy again, right? So either way, you can take this position and you choose how. But when you choose that position, it empowers you. It gives you the ability to do something about it, right? So I've written down a few things. And remember this, your thoughts, only your thoughts, your own thoughts, the dialogue you have in your mind, inside your head, your thoughts leads to your emotions or your feelings, and those emotions leads to your actions. So if you want to fix your actions, you need to fix your thoughts, right? What does being loved feel like to you, right? What does it feel like? Well, explain it, express it, write it down. What does being loved feel like for you, right? Write that down. 2, what is your love language, right? How do you express your love for your spouse? How do you express it? What do you do, show, say, act out? How do you express your love for your spouse? Once you write that down, you think about that, you usually find out, oh, well, maybe there is a part of blame on my side too, right? Lord, I know I have my things too, right? So, and third, what do you value in your partner? What attracts you, right? Why do you love them, right? What did you value in the beginning? What attracted you in the beginning? Why did you love them in the beginning, that person, right? And then today, what do you still love about them? What is still attractive to you, right? What is that? Write that down. Think about it. It might have changed. We all change. We change through a lifetime. We change through our relationship, and we change to each other. But write those down. What is it, right? So, why do you love that person? 4th, if you could do it again, what would you change in your relationship? What would you change in your love relationship to your spouse? If you could go back in time, change something, what would that be? And why would you change it, right? Is it only for your own benefit, because you're back guilt or something? Or is it because it would have made life better for them or better for your marriage? It's both parts come back to the same thing, right? Think about that. Write that down, right? So, 5, what is acceptable to you in a relationship and what is not acceptable to you in a love relationship? Write that down. And that should have been something, of course, you should have expressed in the beginning of a relationship. But now you have the opportunity again to take responsibility, not being a victim, step forward and say, these things, down to this fifth question, put that forward to your spouse and say, this is what is responsible for me. This is what is acceptable for me, or this is what is not acceptable for me, right? Take that discussion. Be clear, but be prepared. Be prepared. The shit's coming your direction too. It's not a one-way side street, right? And this is actually the best action done together as a couple, right? Actually sitting down doing these things together. Sixth, what things did you used to do for your spouse that you don't do anymore, but they secretly wish you still did, right? Like, I mean, guys, come on. I can only speak as a guy, but did you buy flowers more often in the beginning? Did you buy more jewelry and gifts? Did you do things more? Probably did. Did you say I love you more? Probably did. Did you hug and kiss more? Probably did. Really, think about that. What did you do for your spouse in the beginning that you don't do anymore? And they actually wish you did. If you don't know what they wish to do more, you need to ask. Again, taking responsibility, you can fix your life, but only by taking responsibility, right? This is important too. So, seventh, where do you currently see your relationship 5 years from now? If it continues like it is today, where do you see your relationship 5 years from now? Write that down. Contemplate that. That can be hard. That can be hurtful. Or it can be joyous. Your thoughts determine your emotions determine your actions, right? Look at it. 8. Where would you wish to see your relationship going in 5 years, right? If your dreams and aspirations and hope came true, where do you see your relationship being in 5 years from now? Now compare that to what you thought before, right? See what you need to change. 9th, what would you have to change to make those two work together, 7 and 8? What would have to change, right? What would have to change to make it 8 come true? What will you have to change? And finally, number 10, what can you do today to make your relationship better, to make your love life better? What can you do this very day to change things? What's a positive thing you can do right now? And I don't care to say, but then they need to apologize first, or I don't, forget that. That's being victim. We are empowered, right? We are motivated, we're inspired, we're empowered. We are the power brood. You have the power. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the power, right? If not, man up, girl, and get it done. Take the power into your hands, right? Let's do it. Be empowered. Take responsibility for changing it by simply going and saying, right, I'm sorry. I don't accept guilt, or I don't say it's my fault, but I am sorry what I have said or done that have led to this situation become that, or for you to feel this way and having said those hurtful things to me, what that is the reason. I take responsibility for that. And what can we do to change? How do we do it? Then take these 10 questions I've gone through. Sit down with your spouse, right? Talk about them. Go through them, right? because there is a reason you fell in love in the beginning, unless it was a fatal attraction. I mean, there are some times that we have the wrong relationship simply because we were in a wrong state of mind when we started together, right? Maybe we need to detach from that relationship. But at least if you have children, then it is a greater commitment, and you can't just detach from that unless it's a very serious thing. Of course, if you're physical bodily harm, psychological harm, you need to detach. If not, fix it, right? Work on it. Figure it out together. Get a life coach. Get a transformational coach. Go to psychology. Go to classes. Do something. Find out, right? PM me if you need more help. But seriously, take these 10 things, step them down, write them down, go through them, and I guarantee you, your love life, your relationship will be better. Action now. Write down these 10 steps. If it's your love life, if your spouse that has a problem, write it down. Go through it. Do it now. Don't wait. Do it now. This is Dan Sommer, your transformational life coach. I will help you. PM me if you need help, right? Ask me other questions. I'll come back and answer them. Take care. Check me out.